this time of year to get from Florida to the Bahamas, which Bimini is usually your first stop, is to get across the Gulf Stream. It's flowing north, and if winds are coming from the north, which they so often are in the winter, you have really rough seas. So you don't want to go across when the winds are coming out of the north. So we needed to find a window. Our friend Tim was there. We didn't really want to hang around for days and days. So we decided to break up the trip. We anchored at Rodriguez Key and give us a good northbound, northeast passage. That way the Gulf Stream's pushing us. They said the weather was going to be really calm and we could beat the north wind. Didn't work out that way. All right, we are in the Gulf Stream and cruising toward Bimini. We'll be there, it's about 5 in the afternoon, and we'll be there about 3 in the morning. Look, there's a flying fish. No wind to speak of, so we're motoring, but there's a north wind coming behind us, so we are going to get out of the Gulf Stream by the time that arrives.
So the first 6 hours we motored, and it was so we were singing and dancing and having a good time. It was fabulous, and we kept saying, this is too good to be true. This is too good to be true. After hour 6, it was too good to be true. That's when the wind and the waves came and attacked us. So the waves were coming from the side, so literally we were bobbing over side to side to side, rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling for hours on end. It was horrible. Rocky could not stand up. He couldn't get his feet situated anywhere, so I took him down below and I tried to hold him, but he just couldn't handle it. It was just so rolly. We had not been in rolly seas like that. He can handle wind and waves and heeling, but that was a whole different thing, just the rolling back and forth. So it was crazy. But we did get there. We got there in the morning. We got there before daylight, so we did anchor and wait a couple hours to daylight to get in. Coming into the Bimini Channel can be a little bit tricky, so we really had to watch our depth charts, and we knew that our friends Sean and Rhonda were waiting for us to catch our lines, and we couldn't wait to get in.
What do you think, Rocky? That's the Bahamas. So the first thing you have to do entering the country is check in, and really the process was pretty simple.
Right around this corner is the infamous pink building. Everybody says to look for it, and that's it. Can't miss it.
And that process just took a few minutes. Then next over to the Big Game Club, where Customs office is located, and that also was pretty quick and easy. As long as you do the click to clear, makes things go a lot smoother.
Of course, you know I couldn't wait to hit the beach. We couldn't wait to meet up with our friends from Kima, Sean and Rhonda.
There's Sean.
Cheers. And there's Rhonda. And there's Tim having a beer.
There's Tim. Hi, Tim. Look. The water at the marina was so clear and beautiful, but we were told not to get in it because people had spotted a bull shark just a few days before. So we definitely stayed out of the water.
So we went to breakfast with Sean and Rhonda, and they told us about this food truck. It looked a little sketchy at first, but actually it turned out to be some of the best food we had the whole time we were in Bimini.
We met this wonderful cruising family, and the kids were just fascinated with Rocky. Yeah.
Well, she got like inch long hair.
Can I get a close-up picture of it?
He wants to see it close up.
Very cool, man.
We kept saying to each other what a cool way that would be to grow up, cruising around the world, and these kids were mature beyond their years and so well behaved and really smart. We really enjoyed talking to these kids. Check it out. It's a little baby conch shell. Gonna put it in my treasures. We were told that one of the coolest things to do in Bimini was to visit the Dolphin House, and that turned out to be truer than true.
My respect and my honor. So I'm billing them among you. Hence the name, Dolphin House.
Okay.
The Dolphin House comprises a boutique, a souvenir shop, a mini museum, a showroom on the second floor, a B&B on the third floor, a lighthouse on the rooftop. Built during the COVID-19 lockdown of 2020, and I call it a beacon of hope. Don't forget to look under that balcony because I've been up under there too.
Beautiful.
And I'm with a stiff neck, but I got the job done.
I bet. There's 2 more dolphins over
Two
there.
dolphin down over to your right there. Made more than 50. Folks, I've been right here for 1 year. 10 years and 1 year alone is right here.
Is
The white tiles are from the beach.
Yeah. So
Hey.
the starfish eyes, you guys, from the dolphins?
Oh, yeah.
The rest of these tiles we're looking at, folks, are from the churches and the resort and the private homes. And
Look at the bottles. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
So for $10 a piece, we were given the tour of the Dolphin House. This gentleman, Ashley Saunders, had built this thing over the last 30 years with found objects from the beach, things people had given him, old tiles and pieces he found here and there, and he has just turned this thing into just an amazing museum. Interesting little things stuck in the walls. He tells you over and over again, nothing in here came from Home Depot. And he also mentions that there's nothing else like it in the world. And he said that about 20 times. But I think he's right. And he calls it a national treasure, and I agree with him.
Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, beautiful.
Find a spot.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be the spot right above here.
Oh,
Same,
okay.
so it's, and you need like something like a hammer.
Yeah.
Just going to like knock this area out of there. You're going to use a knife because what happens is the conch grows with the shell.
Mm-hmm.
There's a muscle, so you have to actually have to get in there and tear it away from the shell. So just use the knife, get up under there, take it out, tear it away from the shell. Dig in there, grab the foot.
Ah.
Oh, look at that.
She's a bit stubborn. But
Wow.
that's what it is.
That's huge.
Then what we do is we just have to clean the guts off of it.
Okay.
Which
You
is
see, as a male, you can see why.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You can see why it's a male. These are the eyes of it right here.
Oh, wow.
So it's all right there. So we just put them in there, and then we just clean them up, and then we make
Okay.
salads with them.
That is great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Fascinating.
So it was cool just walking around the town. It's an interesting place, to say the least. You have a mixture of beautiful homes and some old things that are burned out or destroyed and have never been rebuilt. Don't know why, but it's still a unique place to see.
Hey. Did you read the sign?
Oh, yeah, I better go back.
Okay.
One of the coolest things we got to see while we were here in Bimini was the launching of the Space Force rocket that was over in Cape Canaveral. All the people from the marina came over to this little spot and we watched it together, and it was really neat. We had never seen the launching of a rocket before, so we really enjoyed it. We rented a golf cart and we decided to drive from one end of the island to the other, and that was so much fun. At the opposite end of the island from where we were staying is where the cruise ships come in, and you can definitely tell that that's the resort area. But it was beautiful.
Here's Silva and Rocky walking into paradise. Tropical paradise. The legacy of Ernest Hemingway is still very much a part of this island here. He used to bring his boat here in the 30s to go deep sea fishing. Right across the street, there was a hotel where he stayed. It was called the Complete Angler, and apparently it burned down and was destroyed in 2006. But I read a little bit about it, that several famous people had stayed there. I think I read Lucille Ball, other celebrities stayed there. But unfortunately, that piece of history is gone.
The grocery stores here are very small, and they're kind of like convenience stores back in the US, but they get their deliveries, their food deliveries on Thursdays from a big barge, and everyone knows that if you want fresh produce, that you need to get to the grocery store after noon on Thursdays.
Cereal.
We were staying at the Blue Water Marina, and every day about noon, they started this super loud music, like rap music. And it wouldn't be so bad if it was just the rap music, but there's a guy with a microphone yelling on top of that, like, hey, you know, and some kind of like sound effects, like, boo, 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 going on. And it's just, this would go on from noon to about midnight every single day. So we were very ready to leave Bimini after a few days.
Commercial question!
Because Bimini is so close to Florida, it's really an ideal place to check in if it's the first time entering the country. But it's not really a destination for cruisers. It's primarily for deep sea fishing, and that's what the whole island really caters to. But it's a great place to stop and a great introduction to the Bahamas. But after a little while, it's time to move on.